I don't know how to start a video, but I'm Hootless, and this is Stardrops and Rarecrows episode 2. The series isn't actually called Stardrops and Rarecrows on YouTube, but that's what I'm trying to get. It's technically just called Stardrops episode 2. But you know what? Either way. So, we get more fishing done this episode. We try to work towards that goal. Mostly we have to grind fishing, like as hard as we can. Because we do, like I've said, we have to get level 10 fishing before the last day of rain in spring, and it's going to be really difficult. So I'm trying to get that out of the way, as that is the first really big hurdle in this series. I also donate a few things to the museum there. Get some cauliflower seeds. And this time I'm actually able to plant them. Usually I don't get the cauliflower seeds until it's too late to actually plant them because, you know, I don't donate things until later on in the month generally. But for this series we have to get things donated. A lot of the things donated actually. And other than that we just sort of fish. We fish a lot, and I hadn't cleared out a path down here like I thought I had yet, so I had to go back, get my tools, and then I can fish. I decided to try fishing off of the south end of Arrowhead Island this time. I've heard that you can get gold star fish fairly readily, like I just got one there, if you fish into the deep water here. I'm not sure how true it is that you can get them regularly. I don't seem to be able, I don't know exactly where you have to cast to be able to get gold star fish every time. But I'm certainly making an attempt at doing so. And I'm just selling everything and sleeping. And that's pretty much standard fare here. I was going to do my usual thing of getting all of the forageables for, you know, getting the 30 spring seeds by donating all the forageables to the community center. And I realized I just don't need to. I mean, I don't get any benefit from it, and it takes me way more trouble than it's worth. So I just decided to stop doing it, at least for this one. The main reason that started was in the 1 year 1 million series. I needed to get to 3 foraging in order to actually complete the challenge the way I intended to. And I did, and it worked. And it does work every time I do it. It gets me up to about 3 foraging off of just like 1.5 harvests. If I do a second harvest, it gets me even higher. I can get up to like 5 or 6 foraging even by doing all 3 harvests in spring. And you could continue it. Like, I could keep doing it as we go into summer and fall and get all of those forageable seeds as well, which isn't a bad idea, but it's also not required for this series, and I have so much other stuff going on in this particular series that I don't want to waste time farming like that. So instead, we're going to be focusing a lot on fishing. Gotta get to level 10 fishing, and just in general, it's a really good idea to fish to get money. You have the chance to get the treasure chest item, which is worth 5,000 gold, and there's a bunch of other things that you can get as well that are worth a lot of money when you're fishing. Not to discount the artifacts that you can get by fishing. There's a bunch of them, and we do need artifacts donated, 20 of them to be specific, which is about half. I think there's 43 artifacts in the game. Like 43 artifacts and 52 minerals, or 53 minerals and 42 artifacts, something like that. But either way, we need to get 20 artifacts donated to get the Rarecrow. I think it's like number 8 or something, number 7 maybe, that we get for doing that. And that's a good thing. It's one of our goals, so we need to get it done. Other than that, not too much out of the ordinary for our plans here. I would like to get some other stuff done during spring, but I have to focus on this above all else. Just because, as I keep saying, and it is very important, if we don't catch the legend in spring, then the challenge is over. Because although victory is not... It's not conditional on getting every artifact and item donated to the museum. It is conditional on getting everything else. So if we miss anything else in the series, then I'm going to consider it a failure. Which is why, even in the first week, we were giving salads to Leia, just because it will make it easier for us if we start giving her gifts earlier. We need, like, in my previous attempt, I got really close, but I only hit 10 hearts with Leia on like the 24th day of fall, which left me 4 days left to try to get rain. And I don't want it to be that close if I don't have to be that close. I'd rather get it earlier, and even at the expense of not being able to buy as many seeds or whatever because of the cost of the salads. I would rather get that out of the way earlier, because you can't get married if you can't get a day of rain. Essentially, the reason that happens is to get married, you have to go to the East Beach, and, like, you have to go to the East Beach on a day that it's raining, and you have to talk to the old mariner that's there or whatever, and he gives you a pendant that you then give to your potential spouse, at which point you get married. And that requires that you be at 10 hearts with somebody on a rainy day, and also have access to the East Beach. Since it can't rain in winter, that means that we have to do it in fall or earlier, and that can be a little bit of an issue, especially with Leia, because she's so hard to get friendship points with, just because, you know, none of her heart events give any friendship points. They only either take it away or do nothing. It's not ideal, but she's also by far the easiest person to give gifts to regularly because of how much she loves salads, and we can just buy salads from the saloon. So anyways, yeah, it's pretty much the plan here. Spring onions keep spawning. I'm actually not sure what the spawn rate is on spring onions. I thought they spawned like only once, and I've been coming down here for these past few days, and it's like it keeps giving me spring onions. I don't understand why it does that. Maybe they spawn every day if you keep harvesting them every day or something. We'll see. They aren't all that useful. They're basically just seaweed. So, you know, it's not really... If you need it for energy, and you need a lot of energy, it's probably not worth it. But if you just need a little bit of energy, maybe it's worth it to check. So, like I said, we just fish a lot. I guess this counts as a river? I guess that makes sense. It looks kind of like a river. Which is why we're able to catch the chubs and the sunfish. And also why we get green algae instead of getting, what's it called? Seaweed. Because green algae is what spawns in rivers, seaweed is only in the oceans, so this has got to be considered a river by that logic. I do keep exhausting myself, I will say. It's not ideal. And I do it by accident because I forget. Also, that the haul from that treasure chest was just insane. 4 emeralds and 6 gold ore. I think that's more than like any other thing I've gotten from a treasure chest. Excepting, of course, you know, the actual treasure chest item. But anyways, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video as usual. And, you know, you're enjoying the series. If you are, like the video, comment the video, subscribe to the video, and share the video so that we can get the word out there. And I will see you guys all next time.